So today I'm going to be installing a cold air induction for a Jeep JL. The JL is pretty stock. There's no exhaust, anything on it, nothing like that. Airbox is stock. Here is the part number of the revised cold air induction. This is the one where it gives you the option to cut the hood right in this area here to put a vent in to get air directly into the intake. First, I'm going to get a baseline for sound, just to get an idea of what this is at stock versus what it's going to sound like, if any louder, with the upper airbox replaced and the intermediate pipe. So let's start this thing up. So we're at 76, 77 without me talking before the airbox. All right, I'm going to shut this off and we're going to start taking this stock airbox apart. Okay, I'm just going to start taking things out of the box. See what's in here. Here's the new air filter. This is a reusable air filter. It does not require any oiling. Instructions. Here's the intermediate pipe. The upper airbox lid. I do not believe there is a lower airbox included with this. I believe it's just the upper. We'll do a comparison on all this. Okay, some Loctite. Here is the optional hood vent. This is able to open or close. There's a hinged flap on the back, and from what I read in the instructions online, it's fairly easy to remove, put in your glove box, and then when you have inclement weather, you can put that back on. This is the inner part. There's two pieces you have to cut on the hood, an inner and an outer. This is for the inner, and there are some rivets that need to be put on for this. But this part I'm going to be doing later. Okay, I took this out of the plastic so you can get a better look at it. Here's the design on the top of the lid. Pretty neat. Here's the intermediate part. I'll take the old one off. I'll put everything side by side so we can directly compare size and whatnot. All right, I'm going to start taking the OEM airbox off of the JL. Okay, so first part is the speed density wire needs to come out. I have a trim tool which will make it a little bit easier. You just get underneath this, pry them up, and then the air inlet tube needs to come out. Alright, so I'm going to disconnect those two and be right back. Okay, the wire's off. I had to get some needle nose. Did not come off very easily. This plastic tool was just bending, so I used a pair of, I used this to kind of start it, and then some needle nose to pry it the rest of the way off. The airline hose is off, so there's two 10mm bolts right here. and 4 or 5 screws around this airbox. So let's loosen those up. Okay, we got all the screws for the airbox off. Loosen this hose clamp for the throttle body end, and we're going to lift this off. Okay, there was another connection that was not in the instructions I didn't see. It's this little piece here behind the inlet tube. It's supporting the tube going into the radiator, so I just pried that up, similar to how I did with the speed density wire. So it should be freed up now. Okay. Holy cow. There's quite a bit of extra plumbing on this thing that I couldn't see before. Some type of air silencers. Alright. Alright, I got these apart. Here's the stock airbox. It's about 3 inches ID. Here's the aftermarket airbox. It's about 3 3/4 ID. Here's the inside. The aftermarket one is smooth. OEM one has all these baffles built into it. The aftermarket one is not any higher, it's actually a little bit lower than the stock one, height-wise. Here's the intermediate piping. You can see the inlet tubes. Quite a bit difference in size there. You also get black hose clamps as opposed to the stock silver ones. That's a nice little touch. Alright, we're going to put this intermediate pipe on. Okay, just the intermediate pipe is on now. Nothing's tightened down. I'm going to put the upper airbox on. First, we'll of course drop in the aftermarket Mopar filter. It does say to clean that, all you do is rinse it out with water, let it air dry. No pressure washer, obviously. Alright, here's the aftermarket filter. Drop it into place. Alright, now for the airbox. It's going to need a bit of soapy water or some type of lubricant. I will be right back. Okay, a little bit of lubricant on there, and slid on much easier. It's all in place. Just going to set all of the screws in place and anchor it down. Okay, I had to redo this part of the video for whatever reason. My phone shut off and deleted the after part of me doing the sound test. So, as you can see right now, I'll be quiet for a second so you can see what the meter settles to. So it's right around 74. And if you remember, before the Mopar intake, it was 76, 77, which just surprises me a bit. I figured that this intake would be a bit louder. I did drive around with it a bit. I did not notice any increase in sound at all with it, which is kind of what I was aiming for. I'm glad it didn't get any louder for me. It does clean up the engine bay quite nicely. Second part of my video, I will be cutting in the hood vent. I'll attempt to do this with the hood on. I don't want to take it off, but for now, this is the install of the Mopar cold air induction. Thanks for watching.